A very good evening to all of you. Justice A.K. Sikri, the chief guest of the function, Mr. Amitabh Khan, Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal, Sumit Malik, and the attraction of today's function, Mr. Sumant Batra, senior advocates present, members of the bar. I see all familiar faces who are involved with the insolvency adjudication, both in NCLAT, NCLAT and the Supreme Court. And it is natural that they should be here in the launch of a book which is with regard to insolvency, its development and path shown by it. Other members of the bar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin today by congratulating Mr. Sumant Batra on the occasion of the book launch event of the second edition of his book on insolvency titled Corporate Insolvency, The Road to Viksit Bharat, Law, Policy and Practice. It is a privilege and honor to be before this distinguished gathering of experts and eminent persons, all hailing from crucial and highly influential positions in their respective domain, and who have come together this evening to celebrate the success of Mr. Batra's phenomenal book. Today, amongst us, there are some seasoned experts of the insolvency law domain. These are people who have made tremendous contributions toward the development of the insolvency law in India, especially under the current insolvency law regime. The author of this remarkable book, Mr. Sumant Batra, began his legal career when he enrolled at the bar in 1989. In March 1994, he founded Kesar Das B and Associates, a law firm that would soon grow into one of India's most respected in the field of insolvency, restructuring and bankruptcy law. Mr. Batra led KDB as its managing partner. During his journey as a practitioner of law, Mr. Batra has been a fierce advocate both at the NCLT and NCLAT. In the late 1990s, he drafted the Charter of Insol India and affiliated it with Insol International, the leading global body for restructuring professionals. Mr. Batra has increasingly been called upon by global institutions. Over the last 2 decades, he has acted as a senior international consultant to IMF, World Bank, OECD and Asian Development Bank, advising on policy reforms across Africa, Eastern Europe, the Middle East and South Asia. He was instrumental in the design of legal framework, debt resolution system, and risk mitigation strategies. His efforts help countries build resilient financial system and put India on the map as a serious contributor to the evolving global insolvency regime. His passion for legal reform goes hand in hand with his commitment to education and scholarship. In addition to serving as an educator at law schools, he serves as the founder and president of the Insolvency Law Academy, India's first think tank focused exclusively on insolvency research and capacity building. In 2024, Mr. Batra received the Global Restructuring Review Award in London, becoming the first Indian to win the honor. He is also the only Indian international fellow of the American College of Bankruptcy, consistently rated as India's top insolvency lawyer by Legal 500. Mr. Batra continues to serve as a backend for those building careers in insolvency, restructuring and commercial law. In 2024, he co-edited Mediation in Insolvency, a game changer for Viksit Bharat, along with Justice A.K. Sikri, proposing mediation as a revolutionary tool in bankruptcy resolution. In 2017, Mr. Batra had successfully published the first edition of Corporate Law Insolvency, The Way to Viksit Bharat, Law, Policy and Practice, the second edition of which is awaited and being launched today. It is an honor to walk you through the powerful structure of the book, Corporate Insolvency, a work that captures India's transformation in insolvency law. The book flows across 3 parts: each marking a turning point in our insolvency journey. Part 1 takes us back to the pre-2024-14 era, a time marked by bailouts, financial inefficiencies, and the urgent need for reform. It sets the stage for why the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code became a necessity. Part 2, the soul of the book, covers the evolution of the IBC from 2014 to 24. It explains how institutions like the NCLAT, IBBI took shape, how corporate insolvency resolution, pre-packed framework, liquidation, and even individual insolvency have been tackled on the ground. And when we arrive at part 3, which cast a bold vision for the future, imagining India as a global insolvency hub in 2047, integrating ancient wisdom, global best practices, and modern innovation like hybrid models. Together, these 3 parts form more than just a legal narrative. They tell the story of India's maturing economy, its institutional grit, and its growing influence in global insolvency jurisprudence. The book is a timeline, a toolkit, and a forward-looking vision for reformers, professionals, and policymakers alike. What makes this book remarkable is its relevance. It goes far beyond a standard legal commentary. It sparks meaningful conversation, offers practical solutions, and aims to inspire real positive change within our insolvency ecosystem. At the very heart of this book lies the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, or the IBC, a transformative framework that has fundamentally redefined how India addresses financial distress. The book thoughtfully chronicles the achievements of the IBC while also shining a light on critical next step needed to ensure it continues to deliver on its core objective, value maximization, economic revival, and credit discipline. Mr. Batra, the author of his important work, makes a powerful observation. I quote, "Insolvency should not be seen as a sign of failure. Rather, it should be embraced as an opportunity for restructuring, for recovery, and ultimately for renewal." A mindset like this is a key to fostering innovation, encouraging responsible risk-taking, and ensuring stakeholders' protection when ventures fail. This brings us to a fundamental principle that Mr. Batra elaborates by stating the following, I quote, "One of the objectives behind the enactment of IBC was to consolidate the fragmented insolvency framework by creating a single law for insolvency and bankruptcy. It is through this process that old and inefficient systems gives way to new and dynamic enterprises. But for this to happen smoothly in a fast evolving nation like India, we must have a strong system in place to manage failures. A robust insolvency regime is not merely about resolving dispute. It is about giving second chances, building trust in our markets, and sustaining the entrepreneurship energy that fuels progress. The book makes a compelling case that IBC is not just a legal instrument, it is integral to India's grand aspiration of becoming a developed nation, Viksit Bharat in 2047. And let us be clear, reaching this goal will require nothing short of an economic leap from our current $3.7 trillion economy to nearly $40 trillion economy by 2047. Achieving this will mean scaling up per capita incomes, expanding manufacturing, and improving our business environment. None of this can happen without a fast, efficient, and trusted mechanism to resolve commercial disputes, and the IBC stands at the heart of that mechanism. If we are to preserve assets, restore business, and protect jobs, speed and efficiency are non-negotiable. What makes this book an event more authoritative is Mr. Batra's rich background, his years of experience, his deep legal expertise, and his unique understanding of finance, governance, and public policy. His leadership is in both national reforms and international insolvency forums lends immense credibility and weight to the perspective he shares. One of the most insightful aspects of the book is his inclusive outlook. The book goes beyond corporate insolvency, examining issues like municipal insolvency, climate change, and unique challenges of MSMEs and individuals. This broad perspective highlights a major gap, the lack of a strong personal insolvency regime, which leaves many individuals and small businesses unprotected, ultimately hindering job creation, innovation, and youth entrepreneurship. Mr. Batra rightly argues that introducing a personal insolvency framework would unlock our demographic dividend. It would foster a more risk-tolerant, resilient economy and significantly boost investor confidence. Beyond analysis, the book offers a broader reflection on the evolution of insolvency law in India from its early days to its role today in building financial credibility and supporting national development. Mr. Batra places insolvency law in the larger context of India's growth story, showing how well-designed legal frameworks can shape credit culture, improve governance, and reinforce market discipline. In doing so, this work is not just a retrospective, it offers a strategic roadmap for the future. It identifies what works, what needs to improve, and how we can build an insolvency system that is efficient, inclusive, fair, and future-ready. In conclusion, this book is more than just a scholarly work. It is a guide, it is a call to action, it is a vision document. Since its inception, the journey of corporate insolvency resolution process has been remarkable. Between December 116 and December 1324, total of 2,707 CIRPs resulted in orders for liquidation. This figure is based on official analysis of insolvency cases under the IBC at the end of 2024. Out of the 8,175 CIRP cases admitted during this period, more than 6,100 cases have been closed. Recovery under IBC has been encouraging. Creditors have realized around rupees 3.55 lakh crores through resolution plans exceeding 160% of the liquidation value and nearly 88% of fair value. However, average recovery against admitted claims remains modest at about 31 to 32%. Looking ahead, it is essential to recognize both the challenges and opportunities that future insolvency regime will encounter. The rise of globalization has led to an increase in cross-border insolvency cases, highlighting the need for harmonized international framework to resolve jurisprudential and creditor disputes. Although the unilateral model law offers a basis for such cooperation, its implementation remains uneven. Emerging trends such as pre-packed insolvency, out-of-court restructuring, and cross-border frameworks are making insolvency process more efficient and internationally aligned. As we pursue sustainable economic growth, it is important to recognize the value of mediation as a complementary tool in the insolvency resolution. Mr. Batra believes that, I quote, use of mediation in insolvency can be game changer for India in many ways. Excessive litigation by stakeholders before NCLAT can be reduced by using mediation to iron out the frictions. Mediation can expedite outcomes and maximize stakeholders' value through facilitated negotiation. While the Supreme Court has acknowledged its potential, wider acceptance among all parties is crucial for its success, as mediations enable mutually agreeable, party-driven solution. As we reflect on the insights shared today and the vision articulated in Mr. Batra's book, it is evident that India's insolvency journey is both a story of progress and a call to action. The IBC has set new benchmarks for how financial distress is addressed, but the road ahead demands even greater collaboration, innovation, and resolve from all of us. Mr. Batra's scholarship reminds us that effective law is not static. It evolves with the needs of society and the aspiration of the people. I commend Mr. Batra for this important contribution to advancing India's insolvency law in support of economic growth and national development. Let us build on this progress by embracing innovation, fostering dialogue, and strengthening trust among stakeholders. With continued commitment, India's insolvency framework can remain a model for others and pillar of our nation's growth. Looking ahead, the integration of technology and digital platform, as well as the inclusion of mediation and personal insolvency framework, will be crucial in shaping a more agile and inclusive system. In the words of the author, technology emerged as a powerful enabler, transforming insolvency framework and paving the way for faster, more transparent, and efficient processes that benefit all parties involved. We must also continue to nurture a culture where second chances are possible, where entrepreneurship is encouraged, and where the rule of law supports both economic ambition and social responsibility. In this spirit, let us move forward with renewed purposes, drawing on the wisdom of thought leaders like Mr. Batra, and working collectively to ensure that India's insolvency regime remains dynamic, transparent, and equipped to meet the challenge of a rapidly evolving economy. With this thought, I end my address congratulating Mr. Batra for the printing of the second edition of this book and wishing him many more such achievements in the future. Thank you, Jai Hind.